Charlie.
This is JR.
Host of Speaking the Facts with Charlie and JR. Broadcasting live each week on Wednesday at 7 p.m. from Fishbowl Studios.
Log on to hear us Speaking the Facts on current events, family, and finances.
So be sure to log on each week on Wednesday at 7 p.m. to catch Speaking the Facts with Charlie and JR.
Tune in.
What's up, Facebook family, TikTok family, StreamYard family, all the families. What's up, y'all? We are back. This is Speaking the Facts with Charlie and JR. And, of course, I am JR. At least I was last time I checked.
That's right.
My co-host, lovely daughter, and eldest child on the right. Charlie, what's up, Charlie?
Hey, Dad. How you doing?
Hey, man, you know me. I'm above ground, so I have no complaints.
That's right.
How you doing?
Very good.
So you were out taking care of my grandson a few minutes ago, huh?
Yes. Had to get him on the road. His water pump decided to, which I'm happy his water pump decided to give out when it wasn't 1,000 degrees outside.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So we could save the engine.
There you go. And so being the businesswoman, being the mom, being everything to everybody. See, that's
trying just a little bit.
And so let me go ahead and get the housekeeping out of the way. Speaking of Facts with Charlie and JR is brought to you by Kiss Wealth Now.
That's right.
Taking care of not a little bit, not some, not even half, but all of your commercial and residential real estate needs. Charlie, tell them how to get Kiss Wealth Now.
Yes, so you can get Kiss Wealth Now 24/7 at kisswealthnow.com all together. And you guys just know that, the mortgage, I know it can seem kind of cumbersome, and there's other things you would rather do, like maybe have a gym membership, which I think is important, but, if your goal is to be able to live a good, long life, you got to have a place called home.
That's right.
You want to have you some grass in the backyard, even if it's turf. We can help you do that.
I might be moving towards turf myself. I had to cut my grass the other day. I am not happy.
Even if you want some turf, you can get down payment assistance and you can have the yard that you want. So if you have questions about how to have a yard, some turf, get your lawnmower, even if you want to experience cutting grass, period, we can make that happen for you.
That's right. That's right.
So you can call me 214-738-4913. And as we always say, your health is your wealth.
So kiss your health now as well, because you can have all the money in the world, but if you can't get out of bed and spend it, then somebody else is waiting for you to croak and take it from you. So.
There you go.
That's
We're
it.
waiting on that one slip and fall.
That's right. Is he out? But and just for the record, when I said turf, our producer Kim gave all kind of thumbs down. She became the octopus. Her arm was everywhere.
She would rather you have grass than turf. No grass. Okay. All right, so look at that. That could be, we can take account.
That's right. We can put that on a future podcast.
Turf
versus grass.
What kind of grass you want?
Whoever you ask is going to tell you. It's going to be different with each person that you talk to.
Well, in fact, I think I probably need to get you a little bit in there. There we go. But yeah. So anyway, I want to go ahead and get the rest of the housekeeping out of the way really quick, because I think you're going to like what we're talking about today. We have our alter egos, the fly guy and the fly girls. I am, don't call it a comeback, because I have been fly. The second member of the Speaking the Facts team, Fly Money, over there on the right.
Yes.
And the third member and the core, the cog that makes it work, our producer, Kim, a.k.a. This Shit's Fly. What's up, Kim? Oh, she's quiet today. Hey. We got Taylor and, I'm sorry? Trey. We got Taylor. I should remember that.
I know, that could be easy.
We got Taylor over there on the knobs and faders, and Trey being trained. How y'all doing? Hey, I'm, like I said, as long as I'm up here, it's all good.
That's right.
The rest of it we can work on. So we thought that we would do something, a little different, and we kind of, Kevin and I our guest is Kevin Lewis, by the way, and I'm gonna let him tell you a little bit about himself, but we were at a restaurant last week, and we were talking about this idea about talking about our black people's history through the eyes of Jet magazine, because Jet was a weekly publication, so you knew what was going on at any point in time in history through Jet. And so it is a look, it is an observation that is really breathtaking when you go back and look at it. And we as we were walking out of the restaurant, Kevin showed some of the jets to a couple of ladies, and I thought we was going to have to do CPR. They just got, oh, look at the weather.
They just brightened,
Yeah,
Yeah.
right,
illuminated, like we took them into a place of back in time that they had
right.
forgot.
Yeah, definitely like your teleport.
Yeah.
Teleported back in time.
Good analogy. So,
Yes.
but Kevin, tell people a little bit about you before we dive into this, so they'll
Okay,
know,
yeah.
so they know who they listening to.
Okay, I'm Kevin Lewis. Grown up in this area, spent my life here. Was born in North Texas. 5 kids, 5 grandkids, and found out today I got another one on the way.
Congratulations.
So I'm good with that. During my growing up in this area, I was only child. So I started off in Stop 6, Dunbar, Forest Oak. So I went to those schools, and the people in this area that are familiar with those schools will know that I know a lot of people here, have big families on both sides, and just left for a brief amount of time. But I've been all over this area. I've been to what they call Stop 6. Then I've been in Arlington. I've been to different environments when I was growing up, so it gave me a diverse background. So I'm looking forward to sharing any of that would be beneficial to anybody.
Excellent, excellent. So you are very familiar with North Texas.
Yes.
So do you want to share where you teleported to for a short time? No.
San Angelo.
San Angelo, okay.
Yeah, I went down there and opened up a Finish Line store when they
Okay.
needed that, and I stayed there, and I was there for a year. I got a chance to talk to some people and influence them to move up here, and I've seen how that changed their lives for the better. So I feel like it was worth doing.
But, okay.
Yeah.
So now, I love how you use the word influence. That's definitely big in our culture now. Everybody is being influenced one way or another, whether or not you're the influencer or, like I said, being influenced. So you have I don't want to call it a hobby, just a love. You love Black and brown people, the love of capturing,
Our history.
our history. Yeah.
I have been blessed with a good memory. And as an only child, you become creative, so you use your imagination. Years back, I had a car accident that had a near-death experience. That near-death experience didn't teach me what I thought I was going to see, but it made me curious after that to know what is what.
Gotcha.
Through those searches, I come across a friend who told me, seek to show thyself approved.
Yes. Very wise.
When he told me that, I've held on to that. And me and him don't even talk at this point because I think I did too much seeking.
Yes, yes.
But
Well, one of the basic things about physics is that water will rise to its own level. You can't stop it from rising to its own level.
Right.
So the level that you have risen to, the water that is around you is the water that is for you.
exactly.
Yeah, and that's when you said you seek too much. But short story is that when they and I'm gonna go through really fast, but they said when the truth met the lie, the lie said hello to truth and said it's a beautiful day. Truth looked around and said, yeah, it is a beautiful day. So then then lie said to the truth, the sun's out, it's really warm out here, so truth starts letting this guard down. It's like, yeah, you know what, sun is out, it's nice, feels good. So then the lie said, well, I'm going to get in the water. And when the lie got in the water, the lie said to the truth, oh, gosh, the water feels great. You should try it, And so before the lie got into the water, the lie did take off all the clothes. So when truth got into the water, lie was getting its way out and put on the truth's clothing. And the truth didn't notice it until it was too late. So when the truth got out the water, the truth didn't want to put on the lie's clothes. And so the truth had to walk around naked and bold. And so, because it couldn't stand to be dressed in that lie, right? And so, but they say nowadays people find more comfort in that lie that's dressed up, because they necessarily couldn't handle being naked with the truth, And so the lie will oftentimes try to make you feel comfortable.
Right. I tell people all the time, I woke up one morning and the Most High Energy told me, Kevin, the truth's not required to be comfortable.
It's not.
Nor is it obliging to being fair.
Right.
But when accepted with a couple of patterns that I've put out there in basis, like do unto others as you'd have them do unto you,
Correct.
and when you know better, do better.
Hello.
If you tie those together, you tie a chain of love and compassion and cooperation and tolerance
Right.
that supersedes the energy of the negative.
Correct.
Yeah.
So true.
And with
Excuse me.
and with that energy superseding the negative, we have to remember that our future is linked to our past.
Exactly.
And of course I'm segueing to the. But grab that 55th anniversary jet, my brother, because it is. And again, like I say, this brother and I were at a restaurant, and we just he told these ladies about the ideas about talking about this on the podcast, and showed them a couple, and like I said, it was like they just became super giddy. Just the idea that it and this is Jet's 55th anniversary, which was in November 13th of 2006. Barack Obama's on the cover. He was still a senator looking to be president. You have Thurgood Marshall on the cover. You have Isaac Hayes. You have Denzel Washington, Halle Berry. You just have,
And that's just on one.
that's just
Yes.
one issue of Jet, and we thought it would be nice to look at what was going on during this time.
Right.
For example, I want Kevin. I want to ask our host. What do you know? Where you were in your life in November of 2006?
Okay, I do. Let's see. I had a baby that was 5 months old. I had a baby that was born. Actually, I was telling a client earlier today. It was so funny because his birthday is the same as my son. So my son was born 6/8/2006. So, and I had to laugh because the day that I was having him, the Mavericks were in the playoff, and my doctor was like rushing me through birth. He was like, "Hey, I need you to, come on, come on with it, come on with it, I gotta,
Wow. Okay.
And so he was like, let's get this baby out. So literally, I had him in 30 minutes, and he was like, okay, baby's good. I'll check on you tomorrow. He went to the game. So I watched the game on TV, and I remember, somebody said, "Oh my God, you had your son on this on this day. Are you going to name your baby Josh?" Because at that time, I can't remember his last name. Josh, whatever was.
Josh Howard?
Yeah, was it Josh Howard? Yeah, was it Josh Howard? Yeah, Josh Howard was a really big player with the Mavericks, and I was like, nope, he will not be a Josh. But yeah, so I remember during that time.
Right there.
I had a young baby. I had just had my third baby, and I was thinking, holy shit, what did I do? I am overwhelmed. Who has 3 kids? and on purpose.
I see now. That took me back to a moment in 1970, 19.
Excuse me.
When you had Lorraine in 1992, right? And I was remembering, 'cause she swore up and down that was the first and the last.
Yeah.
I mean, she was out there in the street with a sign, "No more babies."
No more babies. Like, who signs up for this?
Yep.
Yeah.
So see, but it's nice to be able to look back, and I just happened to open this, and I want to read a little bit of this, and we've never read this before on this podcast before. But it says 1951 to 2006.
51 to 2006.
Yeah. See, so that's a lot of history for black people. So I just wanted to read a little bit of it. It said, every now and then it's fun to look back to see how we've changed or recall where we've been or remember what we've done. And that's kind of what we're doing with these Jets.
Right.
What better time for Jet to take nostalgic journey than during our 55th anniversary? In November 1951, the late Johnson Publishing Company Incorporated founder John H. Johnson launched Jet and stated its mission. I think that answered my question. I was asking you earlier if Ebony was around before Jet.
Right.
I guess maybe Jet was around.
Jet was, and then, right.
Right.
Yeah. But it says, since that time, the Big Little magazine has followed his directive by not only informing, but educating and entertaining our readership. And they started back in 1951. And in
Yes.
2006, we got Jets here From
So
2006.
when was Jet's last publication?
2014 was the last distribution of the paperbacks, but then it went .com and Ebony Jet, and so I went out and looked up, and I saw that they had Jet.com still there, and the last publication showed Malcolm Jamal Warner's death,
Okay.
which was like in last year in like June, but it was all digital, and people didn't have the networking going to it. Who knew that was there?
Exactly.
I just found that out.
Yeah. Because I know I definitely didn't, and I still am old school. Where when I go check out, and the annual almanac that comes out, it has gardening tips in there,
Right.
how tos, and I'll still go ahead and buy that publication. Just I guess maybe just out of habit, but it has neat things in it.
Yeah. Well, my whole thing is this: when I looked at and saw the 55th anniversary, I got sad at thinking it's not going to be a 65th
Correct.
and a 75th, and
Right.
yet we're still here, dealing with the same struggles we dealt with back in the 50s.
Correct. Just a little bit different.
So now we were going in advancement. We were growing. We were dealing and enduring with all of the different struggles and keeping a bond that was a social bond.
Right.
The social bond kept us there because there was the village.
Correct.
The social communication was the social bond, and then after they started dispersing that and diluting it,
Right.
and then making TV and the black screen
Right.
our main focus. And we talked about that one.
Well, yeah, I
and
mean-
now the main focus is what we're actually doing today, and that is podcasts. There's podcasts everywhere, and how would one's podcast be set out different than the other? But you have a lot of Black people who are using this platform to get that message out there. Whether or not
you brought up an interesting train of thought that I want to ask maybe both of y'all about. Do you think that podcasts, because we do this podcast weekly,
right,
do you think that podcasts are, when it relates to Black culture, because Jet dealt with Black culture, and we want
Right.
to celebrate that. Not that we, prejudice is stupid. So let me put that out there. However, I think that any culture does not celebrate itself, denies itself, and eventually is swept under the rug.
Right.
But do you think that podcasts are maybe kind of the modern day publications that deal with our culture? Or
This is my take on it, and it's not just a cultural problem; it's a worldly problem from what I see. When I sit back and I thought about it, we can go back and see our history because it was written in rock, Sumerian script, Sumerian text, the Dead Sea Scrolls,
Right,
things
right.
that were written were things that you could not change.
Right.
When the world and the elites went to the digital platform, digital is digitized, it's not written, and can
Right.
be changed continuously.
Right.
So then you lose control of the true facts, and it can be controlled and altered continuously,
Right.
and you don't see it.
right,
The other side of it is when we were kids, we socialized. And I've talked to everybody about this. When we went to daycares, it was grandma's or Auntie Nina's or
right, right.
or cousin's house,
Yeah.
and it was your family was the daycare. Your
Right.
cousins and sisters and brothers, and
Right.
maybe somebody next
Right.
door or something, and you all had to communicate.
Right.
You had to get along. You fought. You laughed. You played,
Right.
and you stayed together. But you learned how to do it socially.
Collectively, yeah.
Now, we do just like Snow White. We talk to that black screen, mirror, mirror on the wall.
Right.
And that black screen is all we talk to.
Right.
We don't talk to ourselves
another.
anymore, so we're losing that
Right.
torus field of connection.
That's true.
and I'm happy to say that, and I've told you before, I'm proud of you for this. But y'all, if you don't know, you should know that grandma now.
I'm a granny.
So see, I got the old joke in first.
I know, right? Times three.
You get slow.
I know, right?
But says if she usually hits me with the old joke first too.
Exactly.
Okay.
But I've always been proud of you for the fact that, like right now, you were talking about the aunties and the grandmoms being the That's her. See, I
So you
think
carry the
I think
tradition,
last
so-
I think last weekend
Hey.
you had how many of them did you have just last weekend alone? You
Right.
had four.
Yeah, 4 of them. I try to be the glue for our family and make sure that we come together and we get the opportunity to fellowship, and that it's not surrounding our phones. It's
Right.
not surrounding something digital, that we're actually doing something. So we don't lose that way of communicating.
Yeah, she
That social tie.
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's
yeah,
something
she
that-
organized a pickleball event at
That's great.
at-
Yeah, you were saying that.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
and I'm proud to say that I beat everybody 14 years old and under. No.
I know, right?
And he still got his
Yeah,
knees.
look, he still has his knees. He wasn't bent over the next day with a back
ice
brace,
pack or- yeah.
back brace and then like that. We definitely are active. But I think it's good and just. It lightens. I mean, none of the kids was looking for a phone. Like, everybody was just having a good time. And even when the pickle time was over, we still were having conversations. We lost a kid. We found a kid. We gotta get better about not losing a kid.
Yeah, you gotta get better about the not losing part. Yeah.
But those are old school times.
Yeah.
But it's ones that that we all feel good
Family
about.
ties.
Family ties, family time. And I think, kind of even talking about the black screen, people have to honestly probably get back to looking in the mirror. Because even when a person looks at themselves and they want to see what they look like, they'll go to their phone, they'll turn on
You
their
see what I'm
camera instead of actually getting in the mirror and saying
right.
something positive to themselves
affirmation.
in that mirror. Because a young man said, and I don't know who what the kid's name is, but just realizing that that mirror is like a teleport. Whatever you say to yourself in that mirror is going to come back to you. So if you look in that mirror and you say that you're great, you're awesome, and you're going to go accomplish whatever it is, it's going to come back. And going back to that point that you're talking about, the lost art of writing, if you want to retain anything, they say you must write it down. So,
Yeah.
and I definitely am a firm believer of that, but again, we go back to that black screen where the notes are on the phone, and I really do enjoy write. I have my book and I write in it, anything that I want to remember, I definitely do write down.
Oh yeah.
They tell you to write your goals.
Yeah.
It works for me. Well, as you know, because we've gone to church together. I have my
Vision
Bible,
board.
and I have my big Bible, and I have my
Yeah.
pen, and I'm making notes in there. But
Yeah, if
that
you're gonna
helps me
remember it.
retain what I'm hearing.
Exactly.
And I'm thinking back. Essence Atkins is the beauty of the week in this book in 2006.
That wasn't Kimberly Caprice Dean?
You wrong, Jay.
Yeah.
But and I want to go ahead because I'm
Wait a minute. When he just said something, another thing. Go into Facebook and look at story or threads, and if you have any beauties, I mean, they do a lot more posing now than they did back then. Back then, this was considered risque, if you can even see that. She's got her hand above her head. She's clothed decently, and that's the one you got that week.
Right, yeah.
That's the one you got that week, fellas. You didn't have no 100, 200 different opportunities
Right. You
to
wasn't
go into
sitting
your
there
lower
going through,
self.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
well, yeah.
And to be honest, I hate to say that that's part of the problem. Sorry, fellas, but that's part of the problem. I mean, you weren't supposed to know that there was 40,000 women that might had a flat stomach, and even to that end for the ladies, the ladies look at that one lady who maybe was blessed with a physique. So now everybody's on the chopping block, I saw a video where a person's like, I would cut my stomach off, but I'm afraid that I'm going to die. And if I die, I'm going to be mad. Well, if you're dead, you're past being mad anyway, But,
That's a neat trick to be mad when you die.
When you're
That's
dead, right?
It's like I told Tina in the movie, if you die, I'm going to kill you.
Right. You're already dead, So I think that, unfortunately, access has caused a lot of the problems that we have socially now with, whether
But
or not it's seen
let me ask you this. Do you think this was an accident?
that we're digital.
That we got to a point that the digital allowed us to lose.
Oh, for sure.
So you think that was
Yeah.
accident, or do you think that was maybe?
I think that it was purposefully done because the masses could control what you were going to be seeing.
So I just wanted to hear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so by them controlling what you're going to be seeing, then they could change the narrative, and they've done a good job at doing that. Sorry, y'all. My phone was ringing.
I just randomly picked up another one of these, and this is
2001.
This is 2001. Mm-hmm. Now, do you remember what you were doing in 2001?
What month was that?
This is what week is this?
It's right.
Oh, okay. It is August 13th of 2001.
Yes, I was pregnant. See, if you ask me what any time that was significant in my life, I was pregnant with that second one, and everybody was shocked, including myself. I'm like, how did this happen? So
Look at some of the leaders.
But I'm just looking at things that happened during this week in our history.
Look what they talk about that are our leaders.
It said a debate erupted over whether Colin Powell would lead the U.S. team at a United States conference on racism. And we were dealing, that was an issue that we were still dealing with, even though the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was legislated in 1964. In 2001,
we still dealing with
we were still dealing with it.
right.
Did we resolve it? No.
No.
But what they've done is wiped it up under the mat so that you don't even think about it. And the
Right.
lack of awareness gives lack of attention.
But then we have our accomplishments. It's in this week, the week of August 13th, 2001, Merrill Lynch named Stanley O'Neill his first black president and COO.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
So who would have known that?
Exactly, back in 2001.
That's what I love about these. This is a great way just to see where we've been.
Right.
the people that
Accomplishments that have not
Yeah.
been put in history books.
Right, because we were able to actually see what's going on and
Right.
and know, because I think because this is not, publicly put out there anymore. Like, for example, our missing people that we don't get a chance to hear about unless we go seek for that information. We don't get a chance to see that our black kids are missing.
Or August, that week of August in 1948, it said Alice Coleman, an athlete, became the first black woman to win an Olympic gold medal. See? And
That's the kind of things that make you aspire you to do better.
Right, yeah.
When you have representation.
Exactly. And unfortunately, when you get online and the person's on a rampage about this person doing this negative, this person doing this negative, and this person's not anything. I mean, that negative energy just boils over. People don't stop and pause to read the positive things.
Yeah.
So this would have been a time that you would stop and pause and say, okay, wow, look at my people on this magazine, and aspire to get in the magazine.
Yeah. In August of 1989, Colin Powell was nominated by George Bush to become the first black Joint Chiefs of Staff. You know what I'm saying? So there's all these,
Just filled with.
and this is 1 week of our history. 1 week.
Right.
And you've given more than people have heard maybe in 4 or 5
Yeah.
years.
And the Williams sisters had mustaches on the back cover.
Yeah, because they drank milk.
Because they drank milk.
Back then, it was okay to drink milk. Now you got all these other variations. They want you to drink almond milk. And,
I don't
and all
drink
the
milk.
others, mushroom milk.
I'm milkless now.
Almond milk.
I'm milkless.
You're intolerant?
No, I found out that some of the almond milk, they were starting to dull it down. And that's what I'd gone to.
Okay.
And so I just said, you know what?
You're going to live the rest of your life with
I
no milk?
had enough milk in my life.
What
that
about
if I-
ice cream?
Well, now that don't count that as milk. That's ice cream.
He's like, I don't eat pork, but I eat bacon.
That's like saying,
There you go. That's right.
that's like saying, well, you eat cornbread.
Right.
You eat cornbread and just milking it.
Right, exactly.
And in this week in 1981, Alicia Keys was a brand new singer.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Just coming onto the scene.
I forgot to approve something.
Deion Sanders retired from football.
Wow.
Look at that.
Yep.
And now he's
His son's
he's a
playing.
college coach,
Yeah.
and his son's in the NFL, and all the good. Yeah.
Roy Jones was
Roy
still
Jones
boxing.
defended his title during that week.
See? All
Yep.
that.
Sorry, you guys.
Come
I'm
on,
gonna
man.
step up. I have to do one thing real quick that I forgot to do.
No, so it is amazing how you can take these and look back and see where we've been and what we've done. how vital.
And how full information of
We are.
valuable information
Yeah.
that they are stored with us.
Yeah, how vital that we are. And Jet magazine was such a I mean, when you were little, we had Jet magazines around the house. When I was little, the table in the living room, that was a thing for black people back when I was a kid.
Right.
You had books
Yeah.
on tables. The encyclopedias was in the bookshelf because
Encyclopedias, you went way back. A lot of kids wouldn't even know what that is.
oh no, but
That's called Google nowadays.
was
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely, definitely.
but having
Google.
that book in your hand, that reading, that looking things up, without
Right.
without
It's just different.
scrolling,
Well,
it's
yeah, I
different.
mean, I think the .com era definitely have made us all much more lazier, because I don't want to say, going to the library is just something that most people don't do. Like when I was growing up, it was mandatory, it was requirement that you went to the library.
I heard on the news a couple of days ago that 2/3 of the kids aren't at reading level in Fort Worth right now.
I can imagine. Yeah.
Now, come on, man.
And then those people grow up, and comprehension is key. And so when you find yourself having to explain comprehension to someone they truly don't understand, and you're like, wow, and so now I don't have the facts, so y'all can fact check me, but they were saying that the average adult male would only read in this time and would only read 2 to 3 books a year comparatively to their counterpart, obviously a woman, that would read about 7 books a year. And so they're separating that, who and what you are reading,
Well, yeah. And then when you do that, you have black women become the leaders in a lot of situations with
Right.
the family. But then you look at the pay scale, and it's white males, and then the white women make, what are they talking about, 20% less, and then black females make another 10 or 15 less than them. So you got them leading our families when you got the disparities are showing right there
Oh, yeah,
very
for
clear
sure.
to you. So what you have to do, in my opinion, is stop looking to be employed and looking to be the employer in a lot of cases.
And go back to reading, because the answer to everything is in a book.
Yeah.
It's not because again, if you're taking someone else's comprehension and how they're going to put it online for you to read, again, they're letting you see what they want you to see versus you actually taking time to disseminate that information.
That was
I mean, that's
What you just said was perfect. What you said, and they're telling you what you want to see. Give an example of something. In the news cycle that we've had since the first of the year, when's the last time you thought about Maduro in Venezuela? That's a country that he went down there and shot up. We're supposed to be getting took the people. Where are they at? Have you heard anything about them? I've heard in the last week in the news about Justin Timberlake's March Drunk video coming out. Who cares? But it's a distraction,
Well, yes,
and it takes away from pertinent information.
yeah, and all the while we are not finding out who we are, which is the reason I thought it was a great idea to bring these on, because again,
Oh yeah, Outcast, Idlewild.
Now I thought Idlewild was a fantastic movie.
I got all the songs in my head.
Doesn't that look like Sinners?
Yeah, it does look like Sinners.
It
yeah.
does look like
yeah.
Sinners.
Yeah, the whole world. Yeah.
So Taylor, Trey, do y'all think this looks like Sinners?
Look at that.
Yeah.
Right, you know?
Yeah.
Sinners is the contemporary version of Idlewild.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Minus the vampires. Idlewild is minus the vampires.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but yeah, I mean, if you look at this was September 4th, the week of September 4th, 2006. And
20
Yeah.
years ago.
Where were you at September of 2000?
Ken, where were you at in September 2006?
She was not pregnant. I'll report. No.
She said she knows she was last.
Yeah.
Well, Kevin, where were you in September 2006?
Yes, I was selling cars right up the road. Yeah, I was selling cars. I was an automotive salesman for a Saturn dealership.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's cool.
Okay.
And that's, I mean, and I think the beautiful part about even, Michael Jackson's song popped in my head, Remember the Time, but when you can actually go back and remember the times of where you're at and what you're doing and see how it's shaped your life.
Right.
And
Right.
and all of us, part of adulting is unlearning things that really didn't do us any good,
Yeah. Yeah.
But see, that's what you just hit on was a mountain. And when you said that, this is what comes to my mind. Hepp's law is a law that says neurons, which brains, nerve connections that fire together, wire together. So he's saying every time since we were kids, when we had a thought, it's like laying a strand from here to if it's kick my leg, there's that strand, brain to here.
Right.
Okay. And every time you have that thought, you lay another one. So it becomes a thicker core.
right.
That becomes your subconscious habits.
Right.
Subconsciously is what we do 95% of every day is things we've done before.
Right.
The day before, the week before, sometime period
Right.
before, shoes and the whole deal. Well, now try to change that. That's a habit. Give an example. Say we walk forward and we've been walking forward since we were babies and learned how to do so. Trump comes in today and makes the rule. You got to walk backwards going forwards or you're going to jail. You gave a reaction.
Right.
That's subconscious.
Right,
You see what I'm saying? Well,
right. And we are hardwired, and every time we make a decision, we go through all the rules
Yes.
to determine if that
your subconscious said,
action.
hell no.
Right, yeah. And so, a computer does it. Our phones are that. We said open app. It's going to go through all the rules to make sure that it's okay to open this app. And so imagine, again, giving that much control to something, and going back to realizing what doesn't serve you. That's the biggest thing. And for all of us is to really go back
The
and say,
consequences of it.
yeah, exactly, of your actions.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
better and different.
And so, going back to that, when you know better, do better.
Correct.
So the whole thing is
Don't
this.
smoke crack. I'm just teasing.
Well,
I don't know why.
Well, y'all didn't ask me where I was at.
We're talking about jets.
Wait a minute. Where were you at, Jay? In 2006.
2006. I was working for an air cargo company in San Francisco
Yep.
called Aeroground.
Yep, I remember that.
And I was about to become a full-time musician, but I hadn't quite crossed over yet. But yeah, I was working out of San Francisco airport, working on the British. Well, no, by that time I was actually the HR regional director, if not the national director at that time. Yeah.
So you were balling, basically. You could have said
Well,
you could have just said that. Then.
He was working real hard. Yes.
Yeah.
9/11 changed that, though.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. 9/11 changed quite a bit, and you can look back at these magazines and see, especially Ebony, because while Jet doesn't deal with it, might celebrate political promotions or people in politics. Ebony really dealt with the political view from.
Look at the year.
I know. So here goes. Now, I know I know what I was doing during this time. April 20th of 1978, I was at daycare. Happy birthday, Grandma.
Yes, you were.
So, for the more astute people here to the left of me, maybe to the right on the screen, what were y'all doing in April of 1978?
But you said 420 day, so that was no.
I know, right? So on 420, that still existed of any year.
Let me see. In April.
Richard Pryor here on the front. Definitely funny comedian. Love Richard Pryor.
Well, one of
And he hadn't got burned up at that time.
Yeah.
One of the funniest comedians that has ever lived.
One of my favorite movies was The Toy. It's just.
But no, Bill Cosby always talked about doing comedy clean, and he kind of bashed people that didn't do comedy clean. But Richard Pryor had the ability to do both. Back in when Richard Pryor was a young comic, he made it to the place where he would appear on Ed Sullivan, And
Right.
and Ed Sullivan, by the way, is the longest running variety show in the United States, to my recollection. I think it was on 22, 23 years. Every
Well, really?
week for 22, 23
Yeah,
years.
it's a long time.
You know, but Richard Pryor would appear on Ed Sullivan, and thinking about how foul his mouth has been over the years. He
Right,
would appear
right.
on Ed Sullivan, and not do one cuss word, and in
be
actuality,
funny.
And
that'd be very funny.
That was like a Sinbad, remember, I don't know what movie it was when he was a toy as well. And he was like, you can't, y'all want us to cuss. And he's like, I don't cuss, but yeah, funny. Now here goes another one, October 19th of 1978. It has Shaka Khan in the front. Very, very young Shaka
very
Khan.
young
That's when she
Shaka
was
Khan.
just getting started.
Yes. So pretty
Yeah.
cool. I don't know if y'all can see it.
And I have to say that I don't know if I had ever experienced love at first sight until I saw Chaka Khan
really
on
gets you, didn't it?
the midnight special.
Marvin Gaye, you guys, on the cover of Jet. This is
And cool cigarettes on the
February
back.
8th, 1979. Yeah, when it was cool to smoke cigarettes, right? Before they had the warning stickers and warning labels. Could you imagine if adults came with warning labels?
Yeah.
Like, don't touch.
Yep. Don't touch that one.
Lies are coming. Partial truths.
We're in a permission-based society.
Yeah, you will have resentment. No.
I know you can't see anything but a white streak out there, but the week's best photo was Verdine White of Earth, Wind and Fire, the bass player, being suspended in air, horizontally
that
for
concert.
over a minute and
Wow.
playing the whole time.
Yeah, the whole time. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
So just again, just the window to our history through
Right.
these books is
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Now
Yeah.
here goes Tina Turner on the front of this one. This is 1979. It says, "Sex and religion keep Tina Turner famous and humble." That's
Yeah.
a heck of a
Then.
title.
Yeah.
And then we have Winston's on the back, more cigarettes.
and
It was cool.
and yeah, that's got to be in the 70s because I think in the 80s is when they outlawed advertising.
But you get a chance to see the transitions and the changes as we
Yeah.
went through them.
Right. Yeah. No. Saying no. And then I guess what we got.
That's Nas talking about rap
Nas,
being
it
dead.
is, yeah, is it dead? So then they start to advertise in cars. So back then this was a Chrysler Sebring. Remember the Chrysler Sebring? Everybody wanted a Chrysler Sebring.
Yep, I remember that.
Or a Chrysler 300. Or then this is the Ford something or other. Ford Fusion. They still make the Ford Fusions. And this was April 29th of 2013. So you guys, he has every article from Jet, right? So
I have the ones I don't have in book I can get on digitized. I'm finding out.
Okay.
But I have a lot more over there, and there's a range that goes from there. Now those all came from my mother, and then other ones I had already had from the 2000s. But the ones in the 70s are stuff that she's had sitting around the house that was a
Right.
part of furniture.
So
probably.
this would be what you would find in a bathroom, right? Back in the day.
Yeah, yeah,
You're right.
yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
You go in the bathroom, say, give me about 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You was reading a magazine, a publication. Question. So you obviously have a love for articles, and you've kept these, and these are in very great condition. Is there anything else that you collect?
I got old little portable black and white TVs
Okay.
that are old. You know, those old ones that when
Yeah.
they 1st came out, I got some of those little portables, the first portables.
Okay.
I would like to collect other things, but it's hard to collect stuff over time. You have one bad year and you might lose. You say, I don't have time to keep up with it.
Right.
And at some point in time, I've lost a lot of things that I would have kept.
That you would have kept, yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
had-
true for all of us, yes.
Yeah,
definitely.
the albums.
Yeah, and that's one thing, the albums and record players, that's definitely a sound of, that's like nostalgic to hear that record, the
needle hit that record.
needle hit going down, and, exactly. That's just
And-
like, you knew that something good was going to happen.
And they have found that that sound, that analog sound, cannot be duplicated. That's why albums
Are making a
are making a big comeback.
Yeah.
Because digital music doesn't have the
capacity,
presence.
yeah.
You put damage and frequency in a digital music.
You know,
You can't
Yeah.
do that unless you've already had
Yeah.
it programmed in that in the initial.
I'm looking at this. This is the week of April 20th, 1978. You had a black person going to Russia to discuss racial troubles.
Wow.
You
we
know what I'm
still have
saying?
that. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, you had an 18-year-old girl playing varsity boys baseball.
Wow.
You know,
That
and-
was the beginning of. No, I'm just teasing. No.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
we gonna duck that one.
I know, right? It's like,
know?
yeah. How do you handle? I'm not even gonna say that. But at any rate, we've come a long way.
Kids missing.
That's what I was just talking about. You know,
All those kids right there, they had defectors
back
and
then,
faces.
we had the opportunity to see who was missing every week, and we
Yeah.
don't have that. We want to know who's missing so we could try to help bring them home, but you have to go searching. You know, we just don't get the airtime, you know, and people don't drink milk like they used to, so you don't see the missing kids on the milk carton, and we weren't
you know
hardly
what
on there
else?
anyways.
I just thought about it. I had a copy of Shaka Khan that was the January, right after Obama was elected, and that's when they stopped him.
Right.
And now it's starting to make sense. You'd had to been putting that positive information, that information about this leader.
A long time.
About 4 years straight, you'd been able to put them weekly. He did this, he did that, like we hear about
Right, yeah.
D. Chump.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, you know, now when you go to vote, unless you are purposely following someone, there's no way to know what they're doing. You know, they show up one day and they have a flyer and it looks good, you know, it looks professional.
And you have no
But
idea.
you have no idea what
None.
they stand for, what they follow. So, you know, definitely we got to get back to how we are able to track people and so when we're putting people in office that we are really knowing what they stand for. So I definitely enjoyed this. They said we got 2 minutes. We don't have
Yeah.
to go home,
But we got to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
You know,
Tara,
and-
was
and-
this pretty
but
cool information?
I want to have Kevin come back, and I want
Yeah.
to pick certain issues.
And we discussed
And
those
discuss
things,
it.
those, the
Yeah.
four now.
Bring back all the 420s for the past 55 years so we can see what was going on.
Then you got a weed leaf on the back nowadays.
yeah. And we all wear our weed T-shirt now.
But here's to, you know, us having a rich and vibrant history,
Yes,
and that
exactly.
is
Great
that is deserving
conversation.
of being celebrated.
Yes.
know.
Yes.
And this is to my daughter Chantel. I'm drinking some wine, baby.
Chantel, thank you for watching, supporting Dad.
as we said, we don't have to go home, but we do have to get the hell out of here. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you, Facebook family. Thank you, TikTok, StreamYard. Thank
We
you
love
all.
you.
Thank you for hanging out with us. We will be back next Wednesday. In the meantime,
See you. Look, I'm about to say the wrong thing. Love yourself. Because if you love yourself, you can love someone else and get rid of those bad habits of not loving yourself.
there you go.
You gotta
Yeah.
love yourself.
You got to love yourself.
Get
Speak
back to looking
positivity.
Yep.
get back to looking in the mirror and saying all the great things that you need to hear. Don't wait for somebody else to tell you. You own that information. You
That's
own
right.
your light.
That's right. You are the captain of your vessel.
Yes.
So until next week, y'all, much love. Thank you for hanging out with us, and we will see y'all next time.
Bye.
Hey, this is Charlie,
This is JR.
host of Speaking the Facts with Charlie and Jay.